Hi, my name's Sarah Pickert, and I'm doing my Chapter 10 reflection. So question one asks about the four rationale provided when the country decides to use aggressive military force. So the first one is Department of Defense. Or no, I lied. Is defense, which is when military force is directed to prevent attacks or reduce damage. Two examples of that is counterforce targeting, which is weapons aimed at strategic forces of the enemy, and counter-value targeting, which is weapons aimed at soft targets. The second one is deterrence. This is to protect a country from attack from adversary. It involves the threat of military power, purpose to ensure behavior. The other one's compellence. This is deployment of military force to persuade an adversary to change their behavior. Purpose is to persuade. So it'd be like Donald Trump going to talk to someone. The last one is swaggering. This is deployment of military force to enhance prestige, pride, and personal ambitions. Generally does not result in hard combat. So yeah, those are your three. The next question asks, what are your thoughts after watching the TED Talk? What should the regulation be on nuclear weapons? Should the United States be allowed to maintain its nuclear? How should world leaders respond to countries like Iran and North Korea developing nuclear weapons? I think the fact that nuclear weapons were even invented kind of changes everything, just because if there were no nuclear weapons, then we would have nothing to fight with. It's like a man going into a fight with a gun and the other man using his fists. Someone's got a nuclear weapon, so then everyone needs to get a nuclear weapon. That sounds bad, but until all nuclear weapons are destroyed, it will be nuclear weapon against nuclear weapon. I mean, otherwise no other country would stand a chance. I mean, it's self-protection. I think there need to be really big regulations. Everyone talks about race and how people need to be accepted. Gun control, all about that stuff. All of these political problems don't really mean much when there's nuclear nukes just targeted right on top of you. So, I definitely think there needs to be an international regulation. But then again, I mean, people like North Korea and Iran, I mean, are they really going to follow a regulation? I mean, it's kind of just trust. It's one against the other. I think the United States should maintain their nuclear forces just because everyone else is. And who's to say that when we get rid of ours, they're not going to come down on us? I mean, you can't really trust what anyone says when it comes to nukes and destroying an entire continent. So my two articles. One is about UX accuses Iran of intermittently UN nuclear agency inspector. This is just talking about nukes in Iran. United Nations Atomic Agency was blocked from entering the country's main enrichment site. So they weren't allowed to inspect the nukes that they're making, so they could be making something real crazy. The other one is Saudi Arabia. Twitter has become a tool. I just put this on here just because nukes can be a big weapon, but social media can be a really big weapon too. They're not really in comparison just because one can kill a million people, but in a different perspective, one can also kill a lot of people. So, yeah.